got the point guard at the top.
Point guard at the top. What else, guys? Go ahead.
Foul line extended.
Foul line extended. Nope, regular offense. This is our base offense. Base offense. What do we do with our pace players? We keep them wide, right? Why do we keep them wide, Josh?
You can create more space.
Create space in the middle, right? Why do we want space in the middle, Dominic? Why do we want space in the middle, you think? Keep it open, right? Keeps it open for our playmakers to come through, make a play inside. So where we want to be scoring most of our points from is here, right in this area, right? Especially here and in the secondary area here. We've got shooters. We can score from the three-point line, but that's not our primary scoring mechanism. That's our second and third option in most cases. We're trying to penetrate. So what's the way we penetrate in this offense, Rob? What's the primary way in our base set offense, our base offense? Cutting, right? Now, do we do that really well? We're terrible at it. We're terrible at it. So one thing we're supposed to do, we never do. What are we really good at? What do we do all the time, even when it doesn't work against a zone offense? We shoot the three, and we come up and we set consistent screens on our point guard like this all the time. Every single damn time. We set double screens on our point guard, even though we've never practiced that once. We do it every single play. So in our offense, the primary way we penetrate, especially against the man defense, is we do a pass and cut. We practice this a bunch. Like I know you know that's what we're supposed to do. Our first option, we look to either wing. He does a V cut. We hit him. And what do we do after we pass every time, Jack? We cut. And what kind of cut? Face cut. Face cut means if your defender's here, we cut on the side of the ball. This guy's first job is to look for that cutter. It's a simple give and go. Simple give and go. Every sport in the world has a simple give and go. Soccer, everything. Okay, lacrosse, you're going to have a simple give and go. You pass it, you cut, you get the ball down by the net. Okay? Short jumper, drive to the net, pull up, float or whatever. Doesn't matter. So once you're in here, everyone on this team can hit that shot. Okay? That's our first option. Our second option, if we do a V cut, we don't get it here. What's this guy going to do here, Luke? He does a V cut. He doesn't get the ball. He's going to cut through. What kind of cut? Don't listen to Logan. That's your first. It's a back cut. So when we're not giving the ball away, we don't have the ball. Usually this guy, his attention is towards the ball. So with a little movement, especially when we come up on the V cut, we get him to lean. Boom, we back cut him. His job is to be looking for that back cutter. We don't get it on this side. We repeat it over here.
There's also this one cut that not a lot of people do.
With a knife.
The uppercut.
Yeah, the uppercut. Okay. The final one, when this guy cuts through, what's his job? Dominic, you remember what his job once this guy cuts through? He's going to come and fill this spot right here. This guy's going to rotate through, and what do you know? We ended up right back where we started. So this is why it's a motion offense. We have a base configuration. This is the base motion within this offense. We can do a lot of other things too, guys. You guys can set screens on each other. You guys can, once in a while, you have the shot. If you can take your man off the dribble, you have the green light to do that. But our base offense is to know and anticipate how our teammates are going to move. Okay, now we come in, and let's say, Robbie, you're playing point guard. You come through here, and you see the defense set up like this instead of picking up on a man. What kind of defense is that? What kind of zone defense? Luke?
It's a 2-3.
It's a 2-3, right? We see it right here. It's a 2 and a 3, right? Generally, these guys cover this area, these guys cover these areas, these guys cover here and here. And the tighter you get to the net, the more they're going to collapse, the harder it's going to get. If you beat your man one-on-one, are you getting to the net, Josh? You'll get somewhere, but you're going to run into other people. You can't just beat one man. So, what do we call when we see this defense? We call zipper. What does that mean when we call zipper? I'm not sure if you saw this one, so pay attention, Colin. What do we do, Jack?
The two players standing on the baseline will inch in a bit.
Our baseline
Baseline
players
block.
become post players. They're going to pinch in, and they're going to set up on those big blocks down here. Okay? And not only are they going to set up those blocks just standing around, they're going to fight for that post. They become true post players. A post player, historically, we get our butt on that block, and we fight for position. That has a couple options. One, it pins him in. If this guy moves over here, gets a shot in this kind of interior range, you're going to pin him in and give him an extra half second to get a shot out here. Also, if he fights and comes around this side, then we can do a simple drop into you on the inside of this guy, and then you're in prime shooting position, okay? You want to fight for this position. In general, when we're facing a zone, what is our general strategy for penetrating zone? This is what we've really struggled with, and I'm going to hammer this today. We're going to work on this today. What have we really struggled with, Jack, when we face the zone?
Well,
Well, what do we want to do, and what have we not been so good at?
finding holes in the zone.
Finding holes in the zone, right? Right? So that's going to take some teamwork to find holes in the zone. And what we found is when we attack the zone, or when they set up in the zone, what do we typically settle for? Logan. 3-pointers. And how have we done that way?
Haven't done that good.
We have great shooters on this team. We have not found our rhythm from the 3-point line, which means we're taking very low percentage shots and we're wasting a lot of offensive scoring opportunities. As a team, I want us to see us when we face this zone to set up, work for these shots in the weak spots of the zone. Does anybody remember where those weak spots of the zone are? Colin, I don't know if you were here for this conversation again. Jack, why don't you point to them? What you talked about already. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right there.
This is a great spot, right in the middle of the zone here. Where else?
Right here.
Yep, here, right here, right here, right here. So what are the ways we can get here since we have these two guards? What do we want to try to do to make and build some shots in these sweet spots of the zone? Give me one idea. What might you do? This guy could cut into this spot of the zone, and we look for that entry pass into that spot. If you have the ball, what could you do, Logan? We talk about this a lot, right? How can we make the zone collapse?
Drive in.
You drive into the zone. Now, are you going to create a good shot for yourself if you drive into the zone?
Usually.
Maybe not, but what do? What is the benefit of doing that? Even though it doesn't make a good shot for you, who are you creating a shot for, Josh? Other people on the team. So if you drive into that zone here, these two guys are likely going to pinch. These two guys might step up a bit. They're trained in a zone to react to that threat and stop you. When you collapse that zone, all of a sudden you've got 4 other players that have open looks. You got zone players here. If this guy comes up too high, you might be able to get behind the low post player. This guy can kind of cut down into this wing and get open right here for a short jumper. We practice that jumper every time. We practice shots from the elbow and short jumpers every time. We practice dribbling in, stopping, and jump stop and shooting, which is what you might want to do. Or you might want to dribble in and create a floater, right? Those are all things we can do penetrating into this area. And the last thing we want to do when we face the zone is we want these post players, when the ball swings to one side or the other, does anyone remember, Luke, especially because you'll probably be in this position a lot, if the ball swings to this corner here, if we have the ball here, where's this base player going to go? He's going to pop back out, right? And hopefully pull the zone with him. Where's this guy going to go? He's going to come up and come down. So our base players, and Colin, you're going to need to understand this one because you'll be in this position too. Our base players, their job is to float the high-low post and make themselves available right to the sweet spot we've been talking about, right? We've been talking the sweet spot to shoot is here, here, and here. This base player has to become available when the ball is on one side of the zone or the other. And we get one pass right into this interior guy, maybe one more pass to the other base player. If the ball gets up here, maybe they cheat up to him. This guy maybe is driving too, we drop a pass to him. So we'll work on that a few times. So the thing about a zone defense is a team defense, and the way to beat a team defense is with a team offense. Okay, it's very hard to beat a zone defense individually. So that means we each have to know our responsibilities depending on what position we're in. Okay? Any questions or comments on that? We'll work on it a little more. Okay? Quick time check. Who's got the time?
It's 8:27.
Okay, we got 3 more minutes. We talked about it. We bandied the idea last week, and I'm agreeing that we're going to work on ourselves playing a zone defense now and again, okay? So that means, and everyone needs to know this, our base zone defense will be a 2-3 as well. If we call a defense 2, that's 2 for 2-3. So we've talked about that already. Colin, do you remember where everybody goes in a 2-3 defense? Just point to them. I'll draw the X. Top 2? Okay. And what's his responsibility?
To get the ball.
No. What area is he defending?
Anywhere in this whole.
Yeah, so he's here. Okay. So I'm going to count out this guy here. What's he defending? This guy here. Jack.
He can help.
Correct. Helping and primary responsibility here. So if the ball floats here, he's got to go meet the ball, right? This guy's got to swing over and go here. This guy's got to swing over and play half step in. So the zone, if you think about it like these 5 guys are stretched by rubber bands, they are going to stretch in that formation wherever the ball is. So if the ball goes here, then we stretch towards the ball over here. Everybody stretches with it, okay?
Fast pass.
Well, the offense will do fast passes, and as a defense, we have to anticipate those fast passes and snap when the ball goes the other side. We got to be quick stretching to the other side and knowing that they're going to attack the zone the same way we're working to attack the zone, okay? I don't anticipate we'll play zone for a whole game. I anticipated we may throw it out for a change-up once in a while, okay? All right, let's go take the court, but the last thing is, what does this mean when we call this play? Sorry, on defense.
Like half court.
It's a half-court pressure defense, right? So what does that mean if you are defending the point guard?
Just get up on your
You're
man.
up on him.
As soon as he crosses the line, we pressure him and try to pressure him to pick up the ball and make a mistake, okay? When we do double fist, Josh, what are we doing? Full court press. It means everyone has to find their man immediately, all right? All right, let's go inside.